again, Mark here from TalkingBass. So today we're going to look at a little practice tip that should help with learning some harmony, your notes on the neck, and it'll help with making some cool sounding lines. We're going to do this by looking at some diatonic double stops. So let's get into it. So we're going to play some third intervals within a major key. A double stop is two notes played together. So, it's a kind of chord, and if we play thirds as double stops within the key, we can practice making music by just moving around the scale like this. So, I'm guessing many of you know the fretboard pattern for the major and minor thirds. As a quick refresher, let's take a C here at the third fret of the A string. So, for a major third, we're going to play C to E. Okay, so that's going to be third fret on the A string and second fret on the D string. That's a major third. For a minor third, we just take that top note, the E, down a half step, which is one fret. So we can take it down to the E flat, which is at the first fret of the D string. So C to E is a major third, C to E flat is a minor third. And you can play these on a single string as well. So C to E, major third, C to E flat, minor third. But for this lesson, we're just going to be playing them across two strings. So, if you know the patterns for the major and minor thirds, you can start building them from each note of a major scale. The major scale contains a specific sequence of major and minor thirds, built from each degree in turn. And the best way to learn these is just by thinking about what a third is alphabetically. So, let's just take a note like C. The third is a distance of 3 letters. So, C, D, E. So, C to E is a third. C, D, E. So, what did we do there? We just played a note, let's say C, then we missed the D, and then we played the E. We just work up alphabetically. Play the C, miss the D, play the E. That's a third. So, if we apply this process of playing a note, then missing a note, then playing a note, and we apply that to each degree of the C major scale, if we look at the C major scale, so C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, I'm guessing you all know that already, we can start on that C, play the C, miss the D, play the E. There's our first third. So a third built from the C is a major third. You can see the pattern there. Then if we start on the D, so we play the D, miss the E, play the F. So we've got D to F. So that's a third built from the D in the C major scale. And that is a minor third. Then we can play the E, miss the F, play the G. Again, that's a minor third, so E to G, minor third, F to A, major third, G to B, major third, and so on. So if we list that sequence of thirds that we have in any major scale, on the first we've got a major third, second we've got a minor third, third we've got a minor third, fourth we've got a major third, fifth we've got a major third, then the sixth we've got a minor third, seventh we've got a minor third, and then we're back to the start. So, one easy way to remember this is just that if we're on the first, fourth, or fifth degrees of the scale, we're going to be building a major third. The rest of them are minor. So, in the key of C major, if we played a third on the C, it's major. On the fourth, the F, it's a major. Then the fifth, major. First, fourth, and fifth, we build a major third. The rest of them, minor. So, that's our sequence of thirds, and we can play through them melodically like this across the neck. So there, I'm just playing thirds from each degree in turn, and I'll include all of the tab and sheet music for that over at the website. We can also play them up the neck like this. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So we're just working up each note of the C major scale there on the A string, and I'm just playing the appropriate third for each one. So major third, minor third, minor third, major third, major third, minor third, minor third, major third, and we can play up and down them. So now onto those double stops I was talking about. So if we take the thirds that we just played up and down the string, and we play them as double stops, so little held chords, so we hold both notes down and then we just pluck with the index and middle fingers, we get that. Now, obviously, that sounds a little bit muddy, but bear with it. So if I work up through those, So that's our thirds. Now, like I said, it can sound a little muddy, when we're down in this area. But if we take those up onto the D and the G strings, if we take the C at the 10th fret of the D string, and then we build that major third, it sounds a lot sweeter. So now we can work up C, D, E, F, G, A. Now on a 20 fret bass, you're going to run out of room there, so we could drop back down to the B, down here, and back. Okay, so you can play any of those thirds anywhere you want on those two strings, and it's always going to sound okay. So, okay, or we could move down. Okay, so remember, major third, minor third, minor third, major third, major third, minor third, minor third, and then the major third. And like I say, you can just move around with them. So then you can just play around with those to your heart's content. So, play up and down 1 degree at a time. Just moving around, or maybe move around a little. So let's say we move from the C there, that first degree of the scale, and then move up to the 5th, up to the G. You can slide up or just move. And then C up to the F, and then back. So just moving around, and this is going to be good for your fretboard familiarity, because you've actually got to look at the notes. You've got to look that you're on a C there, and then you think, okay, what's the 5th of C? It's going to be G. Okay, where's a G? There's a G. So you got to move up to it. Where's the what's the 4th degree of C? Okay, it's F. Let's move up to the F. Where's an F? There's an F. So if you get used to making those shifts and always thinking about what those notes are, it's going to help with navigating around a scale, learning what the 1st, the 4th, and the 5th are, in this case, and also learning where those notes are on the neck. So this is all good for learning your fretboard. Once you feel comfortable in the key of C major, try playing around in other keys. So try G major, then maybe F major, D major, B flat major, A major, E flat major. Work through the cycle of keys, both sharps and flats, and you'll steadily begin to learn more about each key in turn. Like I said, try to avoid using patterns and force yourself into looking at notes, both for the scale and the fretboard. So in the key of G, for the thirds, we'd have G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G again, major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, minor. Playing up and down, then below the root note, down to the 7th. And then moving from the 1st to the 5th, and then the 1st to the 4th, those primary thirds in there. So from the G up to the D, the 5th. Then 1st up to the C, up to that 4th. Okay, just moving around. Finally, we can add another little bit of harmony interest into practice by making use of inverted intervals. Now, these are just intervals turned upside down, inverted. So let's take a major third on G as an example. So for that major third, G to B, instead of G to B, we can place the B on the bottom, giving us B to G. So we've just taken that B on the top and taken it down the octave, which gives us this. But if we took it up, the whole thing up the octave, got B to G. Okay, so this is the same as that major third on the G to the B, but we've got the B on the bottom. So it turns from a major third into a minor 6th, okay? And if we want to play a minor third there, we drop that B down a half step down to the B flat. So that would be a minor third on the G inverted. So a major third inverted is a minor 6th, and a minor third inverted is a major 6th. So the minor turns into a major. So now if we're in the key of C major again, so here we are on that C at the 10th fret of the D string, we can play around as before. But if we want to move up to the G, so before we came all the way up here for that major third on the G, but what we can actually do is play the G here at the 12th fret of the G string, inverted. We've got that nice little third, the inverted third there. So instead of, we've got, Okay, so it does sound different, obviously, because it's inverted. But it's just another way of just moving around the key there. So we can get to the 4th and the 5th. So the F inverted and the G inverted. Okay, so we can stay in that same area. Now remember, for practice, I'd still recommend moving up and down the neck. Just for fretboard familiarity, but it is good to know, when creating some lines, that you can actually stay in one place, which is good for voice leading. So there you go, a quick little harmony tip that could open up a whole load of different possibilities for both practice and your creativity. Remember to like the vid, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what other areas of, music theory you'd want me to discuss in the comments below. The lesson material is all there over at the TalkingBass website, so go check that out, and I'll see you next week.